Hello. Uh, Dee Dee, hello. Congratulations on getting first. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Um, Ranicore, thank you for getting second. Appreciate you being here. Lurking, it's fine, of course. Toadis, hello, welcome. How's your day been? Hope you are well also. Uh, I know I say this every time, but apologies for not streaming. Oh, thank you for the hug. Apologies for not streaming towards the end of last week. I said I'd be back Thursday. Then Thursday I was just like, and I just ended up to be honest, I ended up chilling out in Rosalka's stream. So I kind of sort of hung around for that. I was just like, meh, this'll do. And then I had other bits to do. And then Friday, I had to leave the house. Oh, thank you very much, Radical. I had to leave the house to do some like what's the word like we had some like house admin needed doing, so I had to go out. And then by the time I got back, I was shattered. Even though I wasn't back that late, it was just like um. And then all weekend I've just been a bit catching up and a bit busy. And of course, yesterday I did like shopping and a bit of packing and stuff like that. Because although we've got time, I feel like if I don't start packing now, I will end up leaving it too late, and I'll get to a state where I'm rushing around like a madman and just wishing I'd been more sensible. So I just need to I need to get on top of that. Where are we? Sorry. Yeah, so thank you very much for I was looking at mod duty for another hour, so just a few minutes during the hello to catch up, but we'll be back in about no problem. I appreciate you lurking. No hassle to be back. Don't worry. If you're busy, you're busy. That's fine. But thank you again for the sub. I appreciate it. I think you've told me before, this is probably actually like a big sub that's still triggering. It still sort of triggers every month. It's kind of weird, if you do like 6 months ahead of time or something crazy like that. But either way, I appreciate it. Very kind of you, and I hope your ad-free viewing goes well. It's been hot. Congrats on virtual real estate. Thank you very much. I know it's not everybody else's care really. It's pretty tedious to hear about, but to be honest, it's a thing happening. In my life at the moment, and to be fair, it's also a thing that's affecting my streaming, because I keep going. Well, previous to this, we had lots of stress with paperwork and getting things done, and it was just a matter of tying up loose ends, and not even it didn't even involve a lot of traveling, although that did sort of happen occasionally. But it was getting in the way, and we had that, and now in theory everything is done for like until the place is built, because it's just a new build. So it's like which, by the way, I'd just like to add, isn't that impressive. It's like, it's good, it's a bonus, but just like to point out, it's not I'm not trying to sort of brag about that in any way. It's just it's just we've been very lucky to find somewhere that was within our price range, and it just happens to be new. That's all. But yeah, but that also does mean that in theory, any other time we'd probably be looking at moving in very soon. But of course, it's not built yet, so we've got a few months delay on it, which means we're just sort of sitting around doing nothing, which at first sounds like, wow, okay, now we can chill for a bit, but we can't, because of course now we've got to pack the house. So it's lucky it's kind of spread out like this, because there's no way I would have been ready by now otherwise. So we got that to do. But no, I appreciate the congrats anyway. Thank you. It's been hot. Because it must be gearing up towards the end of your summer by now, surely. I mean, we're coming up. We're moving into spring now, so this would be towards your heading in towards your autumn. I don't actually know. Obviously, I know they're generally flipped, but I don't know sort of the kind of time scale you look at. Because of course, I know immediately off the top of my head. Well, I'm looking at if you want to start talking autumn here, it's like October. We're just like, there we go. Just start there and move on. It's easy. But there, whereabouts does it fit a standard, simple system where it's just like, well, it's 3 months for each, each season, or is it like, well, one season always seems to last a little bit longer, then suddenly you crash into it at usually around about April or something like that? Is it just like, suppose 9th of June, Mandarin New Year for 6 months. Stupid to do 6 months. That's fair. That's fair. It's my 9th of June. Blimey. Well, it's all very. It's much appreciated. I hope it helps you more than it helps me because that's the most important thing. You have important walking around on the slab once the framework is up. Yeah, well, yeah, we've been told that they'll be putting the roof on shortly, and then we can start looking at what rooms look like. But we can't actually get any kind of, uh, any kind of view of it really until then. Which, oh god, they put it back. And like the worst thing they could possibly do for us is extend it too far because we have a pretty good mortgage offer. Just because of randomly we happen to get like they said to us, hey, here's the details for the mortgages, and you're going to get this kind of percentage. Of like, okay, fair enough. We've got to take what we can get, literally. That's we really can't be too choosy. And then they said, we'll give you a couple of days to think about it. They came back 2 days later and said, oh, by the way, they dropped their rates the other day, so we got like 0.5% better off, a better deal, and we're like, wow, that's amazing, great, and then like a week later, because they had so many people going for that better deal, they upped the rates again. But because we got the offer in that time, it's still valid. So we're like, hey, we still got the better deal. But the problem is if they keep pushing it on, it's only valid for like 6 months. And so we're now about 4 months away. So if they keep pushing it back, we've only got about a month, give or take, before it has to be reviewed. Now, it could be reviewed, that's relatively simple, but the problem is it gets reviewed at current rates. So we end up losing out on our good deal. It's not the end of the world. It's still a thing we can do. I just, it would be a shame if we lost out on the good deal because things are getting pushed back because the build is, builds can be. I mean, not only are they affected by weather, which of course is pissing down because of course it's not only England, but it's also fucking winter. But apparently there was some kind of construction thing where they were like, well, turns out that framing we thought we were going to use isn't built right, so we have to get it rebuilt, like to order from scratch, and that's pushed it back by like a couple of weeks at least. So we're like, okay. I mean, we had about sort of 6 to 8 weeks flexible. I'd rather not sort of that happen too frequently, otherwise we end up really pushing things. Like again, it's not the end of the world. I just, that's the worst thing they could possibly do. But otherwise, fingers crossed, it's all going as planned. Anyway, pretty much same as you, upside down, but it's weird lately. Cooler weather lasting well into summer. I fully expected summer to last till September. Wow. Yeah, we last till September. Jesus. Do you know what I guess we got. It's a similar thing all round ultimately, but of course there's different degrees of it, if you forgive the pun. We've in theory we've had in theory I guess actually practically we have literally had the mildest winter for a long time, or on record or something like that. I can't remember. It's like one of the wettest as well. But it seems like they say that every year. I don't know how it can be the wettest when it, just feels like it's always raining. You're like, well, it doesn't just always rain anyway. But despite being mild, so we haven't had all the frosts or any snow. I mean, we haven't seen a lick of that at all ourselves. A couple of places have, but nowhere near us because we're within a certain distance of like the Midlands, and you can guarantee if you're anywhere within range of London, you're not going to get a lot of snow. It's just basically like that city kind of barrier of heat that just sort of seems to that cities generate heat, and as such they just they warm up the country, and we never seem to actually. It has to be really hard for us to get snow. So we haven't seen anything like that yet. Still, I felt this cold this winter the worst that I have in a long time, and I get the feeling it's probably more about the fact that because we haven't had the heating on as much and things like that, because of course fucking prices are through the roof, so it's not worth it. So it's most likely that, but it has seemed weird when we would normally be sat there in like September going, oh okay, we expect it to be hot now, and then it starts moving in towards October, November time, And even then, we're still getting quite warm days, and we're thinking, holy shit, it's the middle of winter in like a month, and some trees still had leaves and things like that. It was absolutely crazy. But yet then it's quite the opposite now. We're not suddenly feeling the cold because right now it's still winter, and we've got I have a bush in bud out back, which isn't supposed to be there for like another 2-3 months. It's absolutely crazy. Very, very weird. Anyway, at least I have to move into a caravan, the proud tradition of grand design. True. Yes. Yeah, thankfully, I mean, we're avoiding that kind of situation, at the moment, thankfully. Oh, thank you for the hydrating. Where's me important? There it is. Nom, 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 nom. Thank you for the lurk, me, Tina, by the way, for Wi-Fi. Thank you. Oh, yes. I'm a pessimist and I hate hot weather. That's fair. It's do you know what? It's really. I agree with you with the hot weather. I hate being hot because normally I would stereotypically say I can just generate a lot of heat anyway. Like, I can sit down and I can be still for a couple of hours and then I'm sat there going, "Ooh, it's a bit chilly." But as soon as I have to get up to do something, to start moving around, I just start burning up. And in the middle of summer, of course, it's really hard to lose heat anyway. And I just absolutely hate it. I would rather, to a degree, I would rather be cold in the winter because at least then I know I can like put on my computer without it overheating and things like that. We can keep all the windows closed and I just put on a bit of, some extra clothes or a jumper or whatever. In fact, a lot of the time I've been walking around in my bathrobe, which is or dressing gown really, which is it's. Every time I answer the door, it makes people think I've just got out of bed, but really it's just an extra layer. But it. So I could be cold and kind of warm up. I don't want to have to like move around and stuff like that. So it does affect my it affects my productivity because I'm sitting around going, oh, I'm too cold. But it's better than sitting in the heat and just melting and being able to do nothing about it. That that is worse. Yet I love sunshine. Like if we could have just spring type weather all year, I'd be happy with that. Just a beautiful. It has to be, not too hot, obviously, but just a mild day with bright sunshine. That would suit me amazingly. Too warm and not enough snow. I fear for the summer to be a fiery hell. My brain, exactly. Yes. Although I've got to be honest, I expected that last year. I expected it to be a lot worse than it was because a year before last we had records of like 40 degrees. They were like, oh my god, but this is going to be the standard. Yet last year, yeah, we got hot. And it did peak occasionally, but it didn't hit the. I think at one point we had 3-4 days straight of about 40 degrees, which I appreciate for some is not hot, but for us it's very unusual. We were just absolutely dying. It I expected that again, and it didn't come round, so that's good. It's not a constant trend. I was absolutely expecting it, but it still peaks. It still occasionally gets up there. Jesus, I remember when I was a kid, we used to have a heat wave, and it'd be like, oh my god, we're looking at peaks of about 32, and it's crazy. I mean, I'm sure within my lifetime it's probably done differently, but that's just my general memory of being of like heat waves as a kid was like, oh my god, it's melting the tarmac at 32 and or occasionally 33. It'd be like, oh my god, this is melting. Of course, I mean, being kids, somehow you just heat doesn't quite hit you as hard because you're always outside playing. You just got to make sure you're not in the sun for too long, and then I guess despite all the running around, just like the wind whipping around as you run around, just keeps you cool somehow. Whereas of course when you're an older, you don't do all that running, and you generate more heat anyway for some reason. Hope your new house is air conditioning. It absolutely does not. It absolutely is not. It is built for energy conservation, which means it's going to be insulated to buggery. But I mean, I have to admit, it's one of those things. It's they're all about modern new materials. To me, that I'm sure it's not. Again, this is a little bit pessimistic. I'm sure it's not, but when they say like modern materials and new designs and things like that, that kind of just sort of says to me it's built out of like plywood and super glue. It's thin materials and glass and stuff like that. It's going to be like, oh, this like modern design is going to be amazing, except it's also just really kind of thin and cheaply made. I don't know. There's part of that sort of happens in my brain. I'm sure it's perfectly sturdy and it's going to be a lovely place. But just whenever they talk about all this, it's all these it's a bit like we have a new building near ours, like in the town centre. There's like a they've actually, it seems like they never stop building new things. There's cranes everywhere all the time, but they've just built a place and it's ugly as sin. It's just glass, and it looks like it has an outer casing of metal struts, which look like scaffolding, but that's its design. And normally my brain would say, well, surely you put the metal on the inside and then put everything else on the outside. But no, this is a metal cube, essentially. It's a glass cube with like metal struts all around it. It really looks like they're still building it. Now, in theory, I believe they are still actually decorating like some of the inside and things like that, but the actual structure is complete. But it still looks like it's underway. It's horrendous. And that's also what sort of comes to mind when people say, modern stuff, is absolutely awful. Always a good time with the road melts. Yes, yeah, exactly. But it's weird because we don't hear about that so much now, even when they were talking about sort of 40-degree heats. That's not the kind of things they talk about, probably because they're too busy complaining about how much water we've wasted and everyone's, dying of thirst. Because we had that again a couple of years ago during that like peak heat wave, because it was so sustained. That's when Spain were talking. They had entire regions of Spain which had just no water, and it was literally on fire. And we had rivers here that had dried up, that haven't been dry for hundreds, if not like thousands of years. There was one, I just remember it being on the news when they were talking about it has stones in it with markings on that are ancient. I have no idea exactly how old they were, but they're really old markings that the text, the carved text in them is basically, this is when you start praying, basically, because they're like, if the water is at this level, you're fucked. That's basically what those stones were telling those people back in those days. It's just like, this is not how low we want this river to be, otherwise we're knackered. Thank you for the look, Dee Dee. Appreciate it. I'm sorry, actually, Dee Dee. Sorry, I didn't ask. I hope all. Oh, of course you're lurking. Don't worry. Never mind. I'll ask you later when you come back if you do. Don't worry about it. Floods and it's on fire at the same time. Get on our levels. To be fair, Spain's smaller, but yeah, exactly. They need they need to up their game a bit. Oh God! You got to laugh, I guess, haven't you? It's absolutely horrendous. But anyway, you may notice I've turned off the music in this little scene here. Little standby scene. I've turned off the music. We have background rain at the moment because that's basically what we have in the UK at the moment. It's just rain. They're going to predict this for. I think it's going to dry up a little bit tomorrow, and then the rest of the week is just more rain. So it's just what it is lately, and it's quite nice because it's not a freezing rain at the moment. It is a bit cooler, so it's not so bad. It is, as in to say, it is cooler, but it's not as cool as it has been. That's what I meant. So it's a little warmer than the rest of winter has been. So it's quite a mild rain. It's not just sleet or horrible grossness. Anyway, where were we? Right. Okay. So it doesn't look like Syberia. No, I'm sorry, Navigate. We haven't started yet, but welcome. I hope you're well. Hope you're doing all right. I was just thinking about where we were last week. Right, that's it. Right, we made it through the tunnel with the radiation, which was avoiding the radiation. We got past the bats, and that led us outside to... Right, there's some kind of stadium, like an arena, I think, some kind of football stadium or something like that. And it's been built on top of an old Yukol temple. Now, it is currently a blood moon, I think, or some kind of specific moon that they're like, okay, we have to have it's actually, I think it was Dee Dee mentioned, it's handy they happen to get there just at this point, where, despite all our delays, they are at the temple on the right night for this ritual they have to do, where it's something about essentially just warding off badness to keep their journey going. But the problem is the temple was built on top of with the new stadium, but the Yukol that were building the stadium were they left clues or something like that as to how to find the buried/hidden temple. And that's kind of where we left off. We haven't done any kind of investigation. We have to find a temple buried with the sports. Exactly. Yes. So it's somewhere around there, and there's some kind of clues telling us what's going on. But yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, Didi. So since you're here, somehow managed to hide the temple. Yeah, I don't understand that. And then all died. Yeah, from literal exhaustion, apparently. Stadium is the temple. The ritual is Chocobo Polo. Nice. Yeah, Didi. I forgot to ask you last week. I hope your new computer is going well. I hope Are you enjoying your gaming? Are you back to Baldur's Gate, or have you have you sort of played your way through that enough and you're trying something else at the moment? I don't know. But I hope it's going well. I hope you're enjoying it. Find it unlike the body of Jimmy Hoffa. Oh no, it works, which is better than my old one. Exactly, that's fair. Well, I'm glad it does work and it's stuck working. Speakers aren't the best. Oh, that's always a shame. But then, not to obviously tell you what to do. I'm sure you've got you can work this out. But speakers generally are pretty shit. You can just get some good headphones instead, can't you? Plug them in. Makes it a little more immersive as well. But that's if you can, if that's your thing. But I've always found laptop speakers to be a bit teeny. But then it's like TVs, like flat screen TVs. Of course, their built-in speakers are all very, very hit and miss depending on the brand, and of course how much you spend on them and whatever. But most of them seem to prefer it. No matter how much you spend on a telly, they're always trying to advertise, "Hey, you can get this sound bar as well." It's like, well, how about you just fucking build that into the telly rather than having to buy it separately? Oh no, but that would cost too much money, of course. But then it's weird because we had one flat screen, which was just like an old, generic kind of flat screen, and that sounded fine, because of course you get used to the noise, the way it sounds, and then you're like, that makes too much sense. Yes, true. Oh, God damn it. But yeah, you get used to how they sound, and then you swap to a new telly. You're like, oh my God, how did we got sort of a different telly. We're just like, this sounds so weird, but then give it a couple of days, even if that, and you're just like, oh, sounds normal again. And then we had to temporarily go back to the old telly. We're like, how did we listen to this all the time? This constant switch. It always sounds fine, but when you compare the two, they sound completely different. You're just like, how did we cope with this? But give it a little bit of time and everything, just you get used to it, I guess. It's very odd. It's not the fact that they're different, it's how different they are, and yet after a couple of days change, you just can't tell the difference at all. I don't usually have volume set at 50%. It could hear everything fine. This one I need it set to 100% in order to hear half my things. Oh, really? Wow. That's odd. That sounds almost like they've decided to. I mean, not that I know. Obviously, my completely uneducated, unprofessional opinion here is that it sounds almost like they've done that thing where, when you hit, the difference between watching like a telly or TV program at home and watching a film. You turn on the film and you can't hear shit because, of course, they're designed so that they've got absolute immersive surround sound. So it's like, all the sound effects happen over there, and all the talking happens over here. So it all works out fine. You can hear it in a cinema, but then you get it home and everything's compressed into sort of two speakers in front of you, and you can't hear shit because it's not designed with that in mind. It sounds like they've kind of done that. I think it's much smaller than the old one, so not as much space for good speakers. I see, right? Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. Oh, but still, like you said, it works. That's always good. I'm glad it is. It's something to work with. It's always. That's always better than God. Mobile stuff. Like I watch quite a lot on my mobile, just because of the way things, because I don't spend too much time on my PC, and if I'm downstairs and wifey's playing a game or watching something, it's fine. So I'm on my phone instead. But after a while, the phone, my phone doesn't charge half as well as it used to anymore. I used to get like 48 hours out of it. Now it only I get maybe, if I'm not doing anything with it, 36 before it needs a full recharge. But then if I'm watching Twitch or anything like that, that significantly drops. As well as, I have to keep playing in headphones. And Jesus, the way you can't sort of multitask, and the amount of times that I've accidentally done things because of bloody touchscreens. It's so frustrating. And the worst one is backspace above the enter button. How many times have I accidentally put a message on Twitch because instead of deleting the last letter, which was a mistype anyway, I've accidentally hit enter and it just comes out half a sentence. I'm like, oh great, now I've got to type the entire sentence again just so people understand what the fuck I'm saying. You can't just retype the second half of a sentence. People are like, what the fuck are you on about? Weighs half as much. Why doesn't it? Bloody tiny, massive screen though. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So tiny in a good respect then. Moon. I don't see any behinds on the screen. Oh, give it time. Give it time. Welcome, Rizalka. I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good day. You're right. Sorry, I'm waffling away. We should get back into the game. I'll hold you to that promise. I didn't say Simon Says. Right, where are we? Let's get into the game. All right, integrate the power button into the keyboard. Often where the delete key usually is. To accidentally shut down the entire computer by accident. Really? I recommend setting a zoom 150%. You made your screen too big. Yes, yeah, maybe. CDs that Toad is donated. Ooh, we've got 20 more CDs to go. Woohoo! Oh, nice. And then that's why, okay. Wow. Jesus, that hooked the game real quick there. I was expecting a blank screen for a little while. Inside, because it was raining. Oh, I see. Right, I see. I'm glad you clarified that. Okay. I was thinking about it. There we go. Second half, that's exactly. Yes, yeah. I did think it had stopped for a second. What about the strawberry magic, Nevi? Oh no. Oh god. I saw it. Oh god. Strawberry. Oh, I only saw the little bit you did of that. I missed the last stream, didn't I? Sorry about that. When was this? What was I doing? I do not recall. I apologise. I missed it, but I knew that was what was going. You need to watch that. I will do, of course. Again, that's another thing that, like. All right, okay, calm down. Strawberry Magic is crack. Did I? God, it does. Yeah, because you showed a little bit in the previous stream, didn't you? And then we moved on, and then you carried it on in the next stream, and I missed that bit. So I do remember seeing bits of it, but obviously probably not the second stream of it. Oh god, I'm confusing myself here. I can't think what I was doing. I've been randomly busy lately. Very odd. Anyway. Jugs. So we weren't mentally able after my feelings. Oh, of course, that was it. That was what it was, yes. You said, nope, we can't do enough of this just yet. Right, yes. Oh, blimey. Right, okay. So we've got to look around, inspect the place. Penny on your forehead and slam your face into the wall until the face of the coin is embossed on your skin. Oh, like alcohol donated to. This is a horror game. Oh no. You know, I was thinking earlier about how there should be. Where's my mouse gone? Oh, there. there should be some kind of system in place for being able to post to people anonymously. That is to say, some kind of like mailing postage redirect where you can register with it. And I understand people have it for things that get ordered to them, but I mean, if you said to someone, look, I have something for you, but I appreciate you don't want to give me your address, there should be like some kind of third party, intermediary. You could say, hey, this person has requested something, I'm sending it to you, and then it gets, sorted that way. But PO boxes do work, that's fair, yes, but not everybody has access to a PO box. I'm thinking about as opposed to something where people have to go to another spot. I'm thinking somewhere where it actually redirects immediately to their address. So I appreciate PO boxes work. That's fine. I was just thinking when you talk about maybe like the disabled or housebound or something like that, if they don't have a person who could go to a PO box for them, they could still, in theory, maybe get their, something along those lines. But, you're not able to order outside the EU. There are mail orders for people not able to order outside of the US. Right, I see what you're saying, yes. Something through your posters. There probably, now that you're talking about it, there probably is something, because I'm sure it's not a new idea. There probably are ways around it, but I just feel like it's something that I haven't looked into enough, probably. But I was just thinking earlier, it'd be like, oh, maybe we could, it'd be pretty cool if you could just, because I was thinking, like I said, there are those websites where you register and people sort of buy for you. That's relatively easy in principle because of, the fact that you're just essentially redirecting a mail order. That's easy. But I was just thinking, how practical is it to have a parcel from one person to another without them knowing each other's address, Want to order from any place in the US, so they then get package and send it almost to your location. Right, yes. Yeah, that too. I did work it out, but you probably noticed I paused because I was thinking, I can't quite pass this sentence for some reason. The actual mail forwarding. I did that when I lived in the UK. My mail went to a place, they scanned it and emailed it to me. Oh, emailed it to you. Interesting. I hadn't considered something like that. But of course, I was thinking about parcels anyway. Well, people would do that for Japanese stuff. Yes, there used to be a whole website that wifey would use to pick up like random sweets. I got some Tabi from there, which are pretty cool. They unfortunately they don't do that now. They moved into the hey, did you know we sell adult figurines, and they're like $300 a go or whatever, and they just stuck to that. They don't really diversify anymore because it doesn't sell as easily, and it's just like, oh, well, that's a shame. It used to be a nice shop, and now it's just a nice, well, I'm sure it's nice for them, adult shop or whatever. And you're just like, but what about the casual stuff that used to be cool, the weird, quirky little things that, used to be around? Mainly address that would deliver stuff direct to my local post office. Out when they try and deliver it, then I can just go pick it up. Exactly. That kind of thing. I mean, that's perfectly reasonable. I'm just thinking about the whole getting it sort of to you directly without having to go out their house. But it doesn't matter anyway. It's not like I post stuff to people. So, it was just something I was thinking about. But you reminded me when you mentioned about Dee Dee wanting some, could probably use some alcohol. I was like, maybe we could set up a fund or something. I was taking off my jumper and I heard adult muffins. Oh, right. no, yeah, figurines. Yeah, so they, all these like anime characters who are off. I don't know. I don't even actually really follow anime anymore, so I have no idea who these things are. But it's just like generic schoolgirl upskirt figurine or some rubbish like that, and they're like, hey, this sells for like £200, so we only need to sell one of these compared to the variety of Kit Kats we used to sell, which were maybe only like £1 each, but we'd have to sell 200 of them. But they were fun because of course Japan has some wacky Kit Kat flavours, and it was really nice to have somewhere to actually get hold of them, So I'm just wandering around, by the way, trying to see what's actually interactive at the moment. Wishlist, yeah. Adult aids for particular men, yeah. Well, I don't know if they... I don't know what they're aiding exactly, except, just generic, interest. Ooh. Oh. I thought that was a thing on the floor to pick up, but no, it's not. It's just rubbish. And we can't go that way. Okay, so we go upstairs this way. I don't understand the... You know, I have nothing against people who want to buy, you know, figurines of, like, characters. Figurines are cool. I've got a couple, like, you know, like, like those, like, action figures that turn into... that are basically figurines, because you're not going to play with them, you know, not like a kid. So I've got, like, a couple of Marvel ones and things like that. But, ooh, interesting statues. So I have no problems with that, and if people want to make them adult themed, you know, fine, whatever floats your boat. I just don't understand why people would cover an entire, like, shelving unit with them at like $200 a pop. You know, you're just like, Jesus, how much money have you spent on these bits of plastic which sit there and they're not even... It's not like they're titillating enough to really do anything about. So it's just, you know, you could quite easily just get some free art and put it on your wall and get exactly the same thing out of it, rather than these bits of plastic. But, you know, I guess, again, it's what people want to spend their money on. Up to them. Oh, sorry, that's a weird keyring they want to get rid of, having to take them off your hands. Keyrings have been breaking off because of all ancient... Oh, they're all ancient. Weird mix of keyring. Okay, fair enough. You could go to one's P.O. box. And where would we find such a P.O. box address? Gotta collect something, true, yeah. People want their booby figure. That's fine. Like I said, I'm not going to argue. I mean, I can put it on the Discord, sure. If you got feel free to, give me a heads up if you want to link your Discord for people. Then again, I think most people here are in your Discord, aren't they? But yeah, I mean, if it's not on your Discord, that would be reasonable. There's no reason why it shouldn't be there, except, you know, personal choice, of course, because curating who comes in. That's fair. Yes, yeah. Again, where's my mouse gone? Oh, it just disappears occasionally. I can't see it. Okay, so we've got a door there. Sorry, I'm just going to keep heading down this way. What happened when I let it open back in 2019? What, your Discord? 2019? That was 5 years ago now. Wow. I'm sorry. No, I do not remember. Although I believe things have changed. Obviously, I'm relatively new to the system generally, but I believe things have changed quite a bit since, with regards to people talking about how onboarding is different now. So it's not so easy for bots to get involved. Where are we? A guy came in to suggest he would donate my Patreon if I sent him nudes. Oh, I see. I don't remember that happening, but I appreciate why that would be upsetting / annoying. Exactly. I mean, it's not that there's anything wrong with the people who do that. You know, if that's how you want to make your money, fine. No, Kate. No, the other way, Kate. Go. Oh, that's it. But it's pretty obvious who does want to do that. You know, quite quickly. You know, you don't. You know, that's pretty easy to understand whether that's a thing that's available or not. You don't just go up to complete strangers and do it. Then we kicked him out. He then spam bots on my YouTube channel that lasted over a week. Jesus
Bugle
Christ.
tools. They seem to have been there for a while.
Okay, so we just get to look at it. Okay. Oh. What the hell? What am I looking at here? Why? Oh my god. Okay, so we've got to find a 6-symbol code of some description.
Must be clues for finding Sacred Red Moon Temple.
Sure. That's a voice, I guess. Horribly stuff. Delete as much of it as possible since my YouTube audience. Yeah, exactly. That's, of course, that's, you know, sensible thing to do, but it's just like so that brings us back down there. Okay, interesting. And again, that's such a weird thing as well. So not only did he approach a complete stranger about it, but then when they not kicked off, actually, that's not, but when they said no, you know, when quite rightly, anyone who, you know, gets annoyed about that, this person then kicks off like, you know, how dare you deny me? I'm going to be a real git about it. You're like, why? What's your reasoning there? You're generating so much hassle for someone else just because they told you no in something that you should never have been asked in the first place. Being a woman on the internet, yeah. I know, it's just, I don't understand the reasoning behind, you know, it was bad enough, the first thing. That, I won't say, you know, it's not acceptable or shouldn't be expected in any fashion, but you just sort of go, right, okay, well, that's part of it. But then just the mentality of the person after that who then just goes, well, I've got nothing better to do with my time than harass this person who said no once. It's just like, you fucking twat. Just grow up. So, it's so ridiculous. That's a weird thing for someone to say. Someone to concert. Honestly. Yeah. I mean, I hope I've never been that kind of person. I can understand how sometimes things on the internet get misconstrued. I've certainly said some weird things, maybe. Not intentionally, necessarily. But even I know where the line is, I'd like to think, you know. So, yeah. Some people just... They need more people skills. They need to get out and speak to real people more, rather than trying to navigate the internet all day. Someone commented with, hello, do you remember me? And that's all he's ever commented is, hey there. For years. Oh. I mean, that's harmless, I guess? But still, a bit random. Sorry, I don't know you, but I remember your comments. Fair. That's good enough. And now he's sat, oh, for fuck's sake. Legally allowed to go out and talk to people. Good point, actually.
A collection that Katerina would not turn her nose up at.
Okay. So we tried opening it. Is that a thing, or is she just felt the need to try? I mean, she didn't mention it was locked or anything like that, so we're not looking for a key as far as I'm aware. Oh, I thought I didn't see the bar there. I was like, she could just walk through, but no, she can't. Okay. I feel like there's such a huge space of nothing here. We found about one thing to interact with. Okay, two, if you consider a locked door, and that's about it. You were crushed from school when you were 5. Yeah, can't believe you don't remember him, man. Yeah. Spent all those years staring at you through a telescope, and you don't remember him? Jesus. Lesbian cult that tried to recruit me at my all-girls school. Oh, no. Jesus. Ooh. Okay, that's not really revealing anything. It's just... We get to look at the moon. It's still the moon. That's what I feel like it was, considering mere weeks after they tried to get me to hang out with them and stay at their houses, they all suddenly were all going to different schools. Oh. Were they the students? Oh, good point, actually. I hadn't considered that. Again, another bar that has nothing to do with it. I hope I'm not missing like some background clues here where it's just like, there are 6 people in this picture and only 5 over here. See, this whole room, what have we done? Nothing, seemingly. It must come into account later. 2 sex scandals with male teachers while I was there. Ugh. I can't say I'm too surprised, to be honest, unfortunately. Where the... Okay, right, we'll start running now, because... So if we go this way, that takes us this. Okay. It's down. Right, that takes us down to where we need to be with this chair. See if there's somewhere else around here we didn't see. Kaba! I just feel like there's more. Maybe we just need to do more talking. Oh. Did we come in this way? There's a different door out? Yeah, no, because we came through an open gate, didn't we? So this is somewhere else. Gulliver Class had a 3-year affair with a science teacher who was in his late 60s. I thought he was going to set fire to his arm hair every time he turned on Bunsen burner. He's in jail now because of that. Good. Wait, have we had this conversation before? Why do I feel like that got mentioned before? Told the stories before. I had like the biggest sense of deja vu. That's so weird. Okay, never mind. Anyway, picked a strange time to delurk. Hello. Welcome to talk. Wait, hang on. Now this doesn't look stadium at all, does it? And they've got some weird symbols around on rocks here. Hello, Ziggy. I also remember the media teacher filmed a porno with 2 final year girls, tried to mentor me, but instead I went with the IT teacher. That's fair. Did you go with the IT teacher just because he was a better mentor, or was there something about the his mentor a euphemism? Yeah, or was it, like had nothing to do with his porno? I just he was just really shit. Excuse me. How old are we talking final year? Is this like university kind of level? So they're what, like 21, 22 kind of thing, or your 3D animation, not film? That's fair. Okay, yeah. So I mean, it's perhaps lucky you chose that route. Be 17, 18. Oh shit. Also, this is like high school, not like university kind of level. Shush you. Okay.
Strange. The inscriptions have also been translated into Yukon. Let's take a look. Here lies Uncle Burden Dana, dead with hammer in hand.
The captain of technology at the time. I found out about it during a subcommittee meeting and spent the entire meeting just like, I thought he was gay. Alright. This sounds wild, yeah. Right, hang on. So we've got some... Oh, there's 7 symbols here. So that's not very helpful. Oh, actually, this whole thing is... I could see 7 easily. The rest are smaller. Surely it can't expect us to translate from that because it's translated from Russian in the first place. That's not really bloody helpful. Like Rolf Harris. Oh, I didn't see Gary Glenn the music. Oh no. Oh, he'd be the art teacher. Well, true. Oh, yeah, but every teacher multitasks these days, don't they? Girl school was like, is this allowed? wait, hang on. Is which one? Oh, right, hang on. Sorry, I missed that. Sorry. His first day at the school was a really hot day and was wearing a see-through mesh shirt. Oh no, I see. Yeah. The art teacher wore an eye patch. What? That keeps getting crazier and crazier. Bubbleboard isn't an instrument. It's his didgeridoo you got to be careful of. Squid. Yes. Ooh. I was tempted to take a picture of this, but I don't see it's going to be very helpful. Let's have a look at the other things
Illegible.
first. Oh, okay. Let's not have a look at the other things then. That's probably got to come into it somewhere then, surely.
Illegible.
Oh, there's another film? Private stylophone lessons. Yeah. Ooh. What is this one?
Here lies cousin Rukalia Dana, who fell into slavery but died of heroin.
Okay. No, it can't be asking us to translate any of this. That would be crazy. So, we're looking at... Oh,
Illegible.
oh okay. Legible. then.
Illegible.
So we're looking at... You call... Wait, hang on. The camera's moved. Where am I? In relation to where I was. Right, the camera was over here. We were up that way. Okay. Yes, because I was looking at this building here, thinking we were... No, that's this building here. What the frick is going on? Let's go over this way anyway. I was a laptop class and had installed Leisure Suit Larry 1 VJ on all the laptops in the classroom. So what you're saying is you were part of the terror. Also, oh, hang on, what's she looking at? Yeah, that's right. Just keep knocking until someone answers. Oh, sorry, Dee Dee. Thank you for the hydrate. I did do it. I'm sure. Did I? Yes. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did it whilst reading about wobble balls and talking about didgeridoos. Several people were very quiet after. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hang on. Also pointed out when I found that people were cyber-secting in a specific chat room during English class. How do you know they're not talking to each other? Ugh.
Good evening. Sorry to intrude.
Very
but the
quiet
door
on
was
that, I
open.
see, yeah. It's further tales of Jimmy Savile High. No.
Please excuse my curiosity. I'm accompanying a tribe of nomads who are camping in the stadium. We're trying to find a temple that used to be somewhere around here, before everything changed. Have you heard anything about such a temple? It's a very important place for the Yukals, a sacred site. If it still exists, you wouldn't happen to know where it is, would you?
Well, she's not Yukol, we can tell that.
I'm afraid I have to insist. I had a look at that manuscript before you took it back. It looks as though it was written a very long time ago by one of the Yukals.
You picked it up
It's
for
a
like 3
mixture of
seconds. didn't you?
plans and of notes. I have to admit I don't really understand it, but it obviously indicates how to find the sacred temple.
You can insist all you like, you still don't actually have any right to this. It's her book, it's her book.
It seems like the document means a lot to you. I'm
Seriously,
sorry,
playing
but you
Dusters, I
have to
couldn't
let
get
me
my
take
mitts
it.
on earlier.
The Yukals will be absolutely lost if they can't find the sacred temple.
Cybersex was very... well, yeah, that's fair.
I've heard of him. He was the spiritual guide of the previous migration. Did you know him?
The foreman killed him.
What?
They made him work, and then work even more. Treated like an animal. I will never give my father's journal to someone from their camp. You'll have to kill me first.
You're really narrow-minded. Yukols are my people. Are they?
Don't know how to answer then.
Shut up.
Listen, I'm not who you think I am. I have nothing to do with the people who built the stadium. I left everything to accompany the Yukals on their journey. I've become one of them now.
You think I'm a fool.
Okay.
I don't actually believe everything I hear.
Okay,
But I
American
will
woman, yeah.
never tell someone like you anything. You're not even worth half of a Yukal like me. You're nothing but a Bolshevik.
A big one?
What do you mean?
My name is Dunyasha Dubrovskaya Tika. Kantika, my father, was the leader of the Yukals, who were made to work like dogs on this stadium. Then he got together with a woman from around here. A woman who was working in one of the canteens on site.
Also, he wasn't
And
worked
that's
that hard, though.
the story of how I was born.
They worked
You
him
know,
until he
I'm
died.
just running away from
but
the
not
people
before he
chasing
conceived
us,
a
the Yukon
child.
caravan and me. Those people want to hurt us. The Yukons I'm with are right over there outside. I can go and get one of them to vouch
Think
for
for
me
short
if
men,
you like.
What for? You've probably already got them under your thumb, Bolshevik. The
Yes.
Yukols are like children. They say what you want them to.
A few months ago, the Yukons saved my life. Today, I'm just trying to help them. If you really have Yukon blood in your veins, you should be doing the same.
You
He was
children
working
are
hard at different
like
points.
vipers
Ooh.
warming themselves in the sun on the stadium concrete during the summer.
So does she not see the other Yukols around?
I was thinking
Does she
about
not
what you
want to
said
help
about
them
your
at all?
father, Kantika.
Here, let
You
me
know,
put-
the Yukos think of him as a great benevolent spirit now.
What do you think that makes
Because
your
he
mother?
decided
Oh.
to sacrifice himself to save the temple of the sacred ceremonies, so all future migrations could continue to receive the blessing of the
Got
spirits.
a little
That's
close.
good. You should never forget the spirits.
Ti espiritulu makra henok biknok vanu. That's what the Yukos say to honor him.
May your spirit join together with those of the ancestors, and may your sacrifice never be in vain. That's what the Yukols say.
Gesundheit.
Even a Bolshevik, even the people from the capital who had the stadium built wouldn't know that. Give the notebook to your guide.
Wow. That was easy.
He will understand if he really is the person you say. The spirit of my father will guide him.
Thank you.
Don't thank me too quickly, though.
Oh, that was quick.
I
Yeah.
don't know where the temple is, and even with the manuscript, finding it won't be easy. There is so much concrete and iron here. Sometimes even the spirits can do nothing.
Wait. Always trust in the spirits, but sometimes they're useless.
One last thing. The new caravan. Do you think that the guide could maybe come see me? I don't get that much company. So, if I could speak with some of my own people.
Of course, I understand. You can count on
Why
me.
didn't you just bring him up here anyway? Say, look, just give the book to him. He's the one who needs it anyway. Read it here, even. Doesn't have to go somewhere. You're right, they all speak English. I'll marry a few more of them and you can have your own yurt. Well, we all know that...
Illegible.
illegible. We all know that Oscar is taken care of. Shaman has him well and truly in her grip. What? Ooh.
Something's wrong.
You can grab it? Oh. You call lens. Was that 01? Oh no.
Tinted glass. Tinted glass. If the lenses are laid out properly, the light should be intensified.
What light? Don't know what you're talking about. She's still got a scarf. It's a bit random. Okay. Anyway, what does it say here?
Some died for the tribe, others to help them. Let all, nomads or not, be honored forever.
Wise words. Actually, did we pick up? Does it give us the book? It does. I love the first page of read it is just ellipses. Oh, we need him to decipher it completely. Okay. Wonder if there's going to be anything to look at, though. No. Okay, so like the chair we found. Actually, these look different. They've got nothing. This one definitely has something underneath. Okay, so again, that's one. Handy. Oh, we need him to translate what these mean. Okay. Ooh. Stairway? Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, that's probably the trophy case that we couldn't get into. Right, okay. Good to know. Oh. This way, Kate. There we go. There and over here? Oh, there is, apparently. For no reason. How weird. Oh, this gravestone's a Christmas tree. Okay. What's this one? Oh.
Dunyasha Dubrovskaya Tika, finally free of a ceaseless vigil. May she rejoin her family.
Okay.
Khan Tika, a spiritual guide who sacrificed himself to forever protect the migrations from ill fortune. Kirk told me about him earlier. Agnieszka Dubrovskaya Tika, my beloved mother who proved that true love knows no borders.
And this is just the grave. Okay. What are these odd animals sound? So weird. That's the first one we saw, so we're okay there. Okay, so we're going to head all the way back to what's his chops? Kurt. No. Oh no, clicked out of the box. How the fuck do I get back down here? Seriously. Why is it when I click here, she walks over here? There we go. Okay. Yeah. Asimov, hello. Thank you very much. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome back to Syberia. Right, that's the way... Yes, okay. Back in. We're on a different angle. Confusing me. Yeah, thank you very much for the sub. Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Yes, fine, thank you. Yes, yeah. Plodding along, you know. We're looking for a temple for the Yukol, which was hidden beneath an arena. I spent some time over before Thursday to add some of the more recently identified clips. Yeah. It, you know, I don't think people really clip my stuff, but I never go through them. I really should. I absolutely should. I'll have to get around to that. But I can imagine you probably had quite a few very interesting ones lately. Most likely, probably people going, "Ah, my eyes." Be one of course, it has to be. That was so weird. Here we go. Is this the way
Make it so.
Make it. Yes, exactly. Right, yeah, that's the way we came in. Okay, so we're over this way, this way. Yes, okay, good. Oh, what's out this way? Can we go this way? Is it locked? We didn't go this far before. Ooh. You're looking for a temple in an old shopping center. Sorry, yes, I stopped halfway. Sorry, it's a stadium that was built on top of the temple. Wait, this isn't... Oh my god. That's... Okay. That's... okay, there's the shortcut. Yeah, so we're looking for the temple that the Yukols need to pray to on this specific night of their journey. And the temple was built on top of... with an arena. But the people who built it were some Yukols, slaves essentially by the sounds of it, who... and they somehow hid the temple in the construction. So it's still here somewhere. So now we've found we found a descendant of one of those who was a daughter of the the daughter of the leader of the last migration, because he stayed there and he also worked until... Wait, hang on. So that means the last migration just didn't work, didn't happen? Is that what they're implying? Because it never made it past this stage, or did they go on without their leader? Did the migration actually happen at all? Anyway, point is, he has stayed around. Let's go running a circle. They've got to do something, I guess. Not understand personal space. No, she didn't. No, spinning, always spinning. Anyway, she had his diary, which probably tells us exactly where it was hidden, this temple, but it's all in a language we don't understand, and probably sort of in, you know, some kind of code as well, or clues. Where the hell is...
Shamans say not be afraid of bad spirits.
I didn't mean to click on her. Where the hell is what's-his-face? Kirk. He should be... Oh, here he is. Okay. I was going to say, you should be able to see him. He's got a metal leg. There we go.
How is your research coming, Kate Walker?
Well, I just happened to bump into the daughter of your predecessor, Kantika, in the cemetery there.
Really? What's she up to here?
What's she up to? Solitude weighs heavy. She's completely nuts. No, we won't.
She's been alone for a long time. It's made her a bit strange at first glance, but actually she's pretty nice.
Do you think she could help us find the temple?
She gave me her father's journal. I'm hoping it can help me find the temple quickly, but it's written in Yukol. Do you think you could translate it for me?
Of course.
That's not
The
all.
basement of the Alamo.
Would you mind paying her a visit? The poor woman's been alone for years, and I'm sure seeing someone from the tribe would do her a world of good.
I'd be honored to meet the descendant of the one who saved the temple. I'll go as soon as I've translated the journal. Give
Wants
it
to add another leader to the family tree. It's very intense. That's a word. No, I think you'll find she lives in a hut, not a tent. Just on the other side of that wall. Yeah, it's they've set up this huge camp and bonfire, and no one noticed she's just over there. Find the hidden Yukol temple. Okay, yeah, I'm getting right on it. Right. So I assume this is translated now. Yes, he says translated. Okay, good to know. All right. Time for some reading. Where are we? Oh, it's nice of them to leave gaps for the translation as well. All right, to you who would accompany the new migration of the sacred ostriches to the sullied lands, to you, our successor, I dedicate these pages. As the guardian, my flesh and blood will already have told you this sacrilegious concrete filth that rises on the site of our temple has forced us to camouflage the sanctuary. I have therefore left this map for you, and it is indeed a map, where the symbols are words and the directions enigmas. Burned out. Put it in the fire. Yeah, oh, crap. Did I tell you, not tell you we made it of wood? A map that only a true Yukol can interpret, and that leads to the doorway to our sanctuary as well as its keys. On condition you follow the red moon and have the perspective you need. Okay. Before all else, I would wish to join you in paying homage to our valiant brothers and sisters who left the tribe to save our sacred temple. If I do not dwell upon certain moments of happiness, such as meeting the mother of my daughter, know that our existence as willing slaves was a long series of unhappy events. Lovely. First, there was the sacrifice that our departure from the that was our departure from the caravan. Right, okay, so some of them stayed behind, but not all of them. Okay. Then we we knew... Right, they must have stayed around purposefully to work to make sure that the temple got hidden. I understand now. Okay. Then we knew pain, the pain of each day spending ourselves to construct this blight to our traditions so that our night might toil to hide our sacred temple. At night, we might toil. I see. Then came the time of death, our death, one after the other, some of exhaustion, others of despair. Didn't he really die of despair? I sense my own hour approaching, and all that I bequeath my little Dunyasha is the greatest sacrifice of all, bearing all of our grief alone for the rest of her existence, awaiting our successors. Yeah, so it's like every 20 years, isn't it? Thanks, Dad. This dark fate to which I condemn my daughter evokes a legend, but little known to our people, passed down from guide to guide, and which would seem to be a sinister premonition that I would share with you. That of the bloodthirsty Buthor, the madman who wanted to conquer the steppes. I would consider more depression, not eating, not tending to yourself. Exactly, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't be depressed? Literally the entire place has been evacuated. No one ever comes here. And the only thing... Oh, Tiki, what are you doing? Sorry, he's slipping around all over the place. If you're that tired, wake up before you start trying to walk. You silly sod. Come on, let me help you up. There we go. The only thing you're surrounded by is the graves of the people who died building the thing that nobody wanted anyway. It's very weird. For whom? Well, they seem to have some kind of... I mean, we've just come out of a fairground. And so they seem to have this idea that this place was some kind of entertainment centre or capital of some description. It's very weird. So we've got a stadium here. We had a... On the beach was the fairground. It's yet none of it is nice at all. But that's not surprising. Everything's surrounded by cold, bleak snow. Anyway, sorry. Buthor was a chief of our tribe. As feared as he was secretly hated, he annexed many of our villages, exacting unjust tribute from the people, enlisting them by force in his great army of mammoth riders and gathering all the shamans together in a council under his control. Beach. Yeah. When we crossed the lake, which, was bloody huge, but it also had a connection to the sea, apparently. When we crossed the lake with the Kraken, as we have dubbed it, the beach we landed on was a fairground, basically. His thirst for conquest was so great that he wanted to extend his power not only over the Yukols, but over all the peoples of the steppes. Subservient shamans of the council assured him that the feat was possible, on condition he'd triumph over 4 major spirits to subject them to his will. The spirit of pain, the spirit of mourning, the spirit of death, and the spirit of sacrifice. Is this actually helpful, or is it just an old tale? Are we getting anywhere? By assimilating the essence of these spirits, the shamans assured him he would become the master of war, one to whom victory would never be refused. Buthor immediately set about to accomplish this task, hunting the 4 spirits to the very ends of our world and sometimes beyond. I find that hard to believe. Glyph of Arkham. Spirit of mourning. Glyph of Jacob. Spirit of death. Glyph of Zebohos. Spirit of sacrifice. Glyph of Part Zen Z. Spirit of pain. Okay. Was being the operative encounter after its encounter. Yes, operative terming. Yeah, bit cold for a bikini, I think. True. Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, it was actually a sand beach. But yeah, you wouldn't want to like sunbathe on it. Glyph of Cthulhu. Spirit of madness. Do you think that's a little nod there? Looks a little like a hangman frame. Yeah. Yeah. Buthor triumphed over the spirits one by one and assimilated them. By the merging, the perfect alignment of all the spirits was an illusion, for the joining of mourning, pain, sacrifice, and death gave rise to the emergence of another spirit, Cthulhu, madness, who with great delight let himself be assimilated in turn by the imprudent conqueror. Thank you for the lurk, Dee Dee. And thus, the serfs of Buthor saw a prematurely old man, awkward and stuttering, bereft of all desire for war, return from the hunt for the spirits. The shamans of the council, who had initiated the ruse, took back their power. The different subjugated villages regained their independence, returning to the peaceful cooperation that had prevailed until then, and placing the now harmless Buthor in the stables of his former war mammoths. By recounting this story, I am sharing with you my greatest fear, that which has been gnawing at me since we began to hide the temple, whether by exposing my only child to all the suffering we have undertaken to hide the temple, I have condemned her to know the same fate as Buthor. A fear that only grows as we die one after the other, and which has not quit my side since I hid the keys to our temple. I wish you could change page in the zoomed in section, but whatever. And now we have reached the end of this dark burden that I leave to you, O our successor. Remember to pay homage at the altar we have erected to honour those who fell to preserve our sacred temple. May the spirits go with you, Kantikar. P.S. And if by chance you should be an impostor seeking to ransack our sanctuary, well, give up, poor fool. You are too narrow-minded to find what we seek, and after all, for years we've been hiding one of our keys in the middle of your idols to vanity, and you never even realised it. Well, kind of giving it whatever. Okay, so yeah, we need to get into there. Okay. Okay. Who is this? What are they doing? Is this the carpenter? Because the blacksmith is around the corner.
Bayertlagan, Miss Ketwalk.
Sure, thanks. So glad we chatted. Can I go this way? How far this way can I go? Oh, a little ways. Oh, okay. Okay, actually quite a ways. Okay. What am I doing here? What's to see? What's to do? Just okay. We're running off into the distance. I don't.
Where can she be?
I don't know. But you're in a dead end, so it's unlikely she's here. Just another gate? Where does this lead? And it's open. Okay. That's a long way for nothing, so hopefully there's actually something around here. Right, okay. That's just the middle of... That's nothing, so that's just round the corner. What the hell is this? Why would anyone be here? I find that weird the way the camera zooms in, like it's a fixed, like on a tripod or something like that, and it just zoomed in, and it even had a little bit of like unsteady hand movement almost. I'm sure it's just the way it worked out because of the way, the way it does, but it was still quite funny. It was a bit like when people try to zoom in on, planes or something up in the sky, and it all just went all fuzzy. What are we? Wait, no, wait. Where are we? Oh, I clicked up so she's walking to the other side of the statue. Okay, of course, good to know.
With all the effort it took to get through the subway, there's no way I'm going back.
That's back to the subway? Okay. Why does this exist? Why can we go here? Okay, that's just a dead end we can't see. Good to know. I mean, this probably means we're going to end up coming back here later for something happening, obviously. Because there's no way they would add this entire area for nothing happening, surely. Well, there doesn't appear to be any... like any usable objects or doorways or anything right now. So look, this zoom in. Why are we zooming in so much? Just follow her. Okay. So nothing. Nothing down here. Back to the tribe. Keep running, Kate. We got a long way to go. Wait. Okay. Okay. There's a gate here. This is the one we came through. Any chance we can leave now? Any chance? Okay. Away from the nuclear. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah. We don't need to come down here at all anyway. So that's good to know. I think this auto-saves just after we got it translated by the looks of it. It doesn't matter whether I've read it or not. Let me just double check what the translated. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Okay. So ignore that whole long journey. We don't need it. Or if we do, we don't need it till later. Now, just trying to think, where was... We'll go to the trophy room first, I guess? A moment to install Dogs of the World. Did we fuck up? We walked through a gate we couldn't go back through. So I don't know what happened. But thankfully, it doesn't seem to matter because nothing had... Thankfully, it didn't save. And we didn't load. We just loaded. We didn't need to... we didn't have anything changed to save. Ah, magic. Exactly, yes. So, yeah. It's all okay. It's fine. We ran away to somewhere we didn't need to be, and we found out we didn't need to be there, so bonus. What is Dogs of the World? Is that literally just a catalogue of dogs?
Miskatwalk Fine Temple?
So we saw this earlier. Hopefully an interactive encyclopedia. Wow. Okay.
What on earth is that?
Oh. So yeah, now that we've read about it, she recognizes it. Okay. It's clearly a thing we need, so...
It doesn't work.
Oh, right, of course, I forget
If
that's
I could only break the glass. I just need something to protect my hands.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So the scarf, I guess? She wants to punch through it? Pat it all you like. It's not going to stop your bones from breaking. Oh my god. Did she still cut herself? Yeah. What was the point then?
I'm fine. More scared than hurt.
You have heavy rubble all around. If you didn't care about smashing it, you could have just thrown a rock at it from a distance. Was she just going to leave her blood behind? She'll get cloned. Company called Webster Publishing in Australia made hundreds of them back in the 90s. Oh, but is this one just about dogs? See, it's just an encyclopedia of dogs. I mean, that's kind of cool, but it's surely limited. What's the appeal? I guess who exactly needs an entire encyclopedia of dogs? Oh yeah. Lens 3?
Tinted glass.
Yes, just like the other one. Okay.
If the lenses are laid out properly, the light should be intensified.
Okay. So we got 1 and 3. I'm just trying to think. We had that seat with the symbols on. Now the only symbols we've seen translated are the glyphs of pain and mourning and all that. So I'm trying to think how we turn that into a 6 symbol combination. Also, yep. Oh right, blimey. Whales and dolphins of the world, countries of the world, the history. Aboriginal Australia, the history of Australia, the Encyclopedia of Australia, 96, 97 and 98. Those 3 are different to include all of them in the project, or just go with the 98. Blimey. Again, why can we look at these tools?
Buccal tools. They seem to have been there for a while.
Why is that useful? Okay, and then if we... Right, so let's have a look here. Oh, I like the fact that it is vaguely legible. Wait, is this actually what it says? As the Guardian, my flesh and blood will already have told you. Yeah, okay. Excuse me. Interpret. Just trying to think. Sacrifice. Those are. Right, so here we are. First thing was to sacrifice the departure from the caravan. So we've got pain. Pain. Wait, hang on. What? Actually, what are the symbols? What exactly are we translating here? I've forgotten. Where are we? Right, so we've got mourning, death, sacrifice, and pain. And madness. Okay. Still got Encyclopedia of the World, Australian mammals, frogs of the world, snakes of Australia from Toadist lot, and then someone else in the project found but not tested in screenshot. Australian adventure activities, Australian birds, Australian reptiles, concise interactive encyclopedia, family encyclopedia, and lastly, the Great Barrier Reef. Cool. Okay. Alright, so hang on. Bear with me. What have we got here? I'm going to take a quick picture of my screen right here. Yeah, something vaguely legible. There we go. And then in case it pops up, we'll take madness as well. There we go. Oh, where's my book? Here we are. So, we've got... I believe what's going to happen is that it's going to tell us the combination. If we can find 6 instances of those words. Whole lot of encyclopediaing, yeah. Encyclopediaing even. Encyclopedia. The madness sets in. Right, okay. Sorry, let me just access those pictures I just took. Here we are. So we have sacrifice. We have sacrifice. Pain is one of them. Death and mourning, yeah. Pain times 2. Times 2. Spending ourselves to construct this blight on our tradition that we might toil and hide our sacred. Is sacred there? No, it's sacrifice, isn't it? Yeah. Came the death. 1, 2. So 2 deaths. That's 4. So we need 1 more. Does madness count as despair? Some of exhaustion, others of despair. Okay, let me just count these up here. So we've got 1 sacrifice. Right, we can. Then we need 1 pain, 2 pain. Spending ourselves to construct this blight on our traditions, so now we might toil to hide our sacred. Yep, temple. Then came the death, 1 death, 2 death. So 2 deaths, 1 exhaustion, then despair. Is despair madness? I mean, I may be completely down the wrong path anyway. Let's try that. You know, what can it hurt, basically? Oh my god, I've got to see these tiny symbols now. Okay, so I'm going to lean in a little close. Excuse me. Right, okay, so we need sacrifice, which is... looks a bit like... that one. Okay, good to know. Pain. Pain looks like... that... right, okay, so pain is not that one. It is that one. Oh no, they're not all the same. Ah, crap. But is this the same one just upside down? Why would it be upside down? I don't understand. Okay, we'll keep going. Then its death is 2. 2 times death. The death looks like... do we have it here? It's not that one. Not that one. No, okay. I can't do death because it's not on there. Because death is kind of wiggly, a bit like that one, but not. It's not that one. Oh, I'm just not seeing death at all. Wait, hang on. That one is death, but upside down. Damn. So, okay, so the first three technically worked. And is... I mean, mourning is on there. Madness, does that count as despair? What does that one look like? So it kind of looks like an N with a line that loops around above it. It's not much of a description. It'll make sense when you see it. It's none of those. Well, that one is this one. Okay. But the fact that death is only on this last one here. Okay, hang on. Maybe more of the book will help. That's where that one went. The process is all that I... She's the greatest sacrifice of all. So it mentions sacrifice again. All that I bequeath my little Dunyasha is the greatest sacrifice of all. Bearing all of our grief alone for the rest. Okay, do these get mentioned anywhere else? Only brothers, sisters, left me on the sacred tribe, no happiness, moving mother and daughter, da 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 da. The bread where you have the perspective you need. Okay, so if I were to instead maybe point out these words per paragraph and see if they get that way. Let's have a quick look. So we got simply only approaching, although we could use it. So there's one sacrifice in this one. Maybe it's just one from each paragraph? Or maybe it only comes from the story he was telling? He highlights the chair. Alone for the rest of her existence, or waiting for her successors. Okay. Excuse me. Led to our people, passed down from God to God, like this madman. Wanted to conquer the steppes. I won't count madman because he's describing him. It's not the actual word. It was secretly hated, annexed villages, trampling him. Council, whose control. Thirst for conquest, great that he wanted the power. All major spirits subject them to his will. Spirit of pain, mourning, death, sacrifice. Okay, yeah. Similarly, the essence of spirits, the shaman, shield, who can become the marshal of war. Immediately said about the country, past kind of the four spirits to the very ends of the world and sometimes beyond. Hunting the symbols to the ends of the world. I'm going to give this another 2 minutes thought and then I'm going to look something up. Just for an idea of where I'm going. Similar to them, but merging the perfect alignment of all spirits was an illusion. For the joining of mourning, pain, sacrifice, and death, provides the emergence of another spirit. Yeah, okay. Understood that. Easy enough. Certain about some kind of chilling the old man, all this stuff. Okay, so they're not mentioning those words again, even in passing. Maybe the greatest fear, ignoring Abby since began the temple with my own child. Suffering, hide the temple. I'm calling it. Heading to sleep, that's fair enough. I'll figure out, finish this story. I feel like this game has been going on for weeks. It has, but that's my fault, to be fair. Thank you for being here, Rizolka, though. I appreciate you dropping by and informing us of all your encyclopedias. Has been interesting. I appreciate it. So thank you. Have a good night. Have a good rest. And I'll see you on your next stream, most likely. No, it's the game's fault. Sure, yeah, it's the game's fault, obviously. Don't know how I could possibly think otherwise. Crazy. Now we've reached the end of this dark burden. Leave that successor. Remember the sacred temple. May the spirits go with you. Remember to pay homage at the altar we have erected to pay to. Right, the altar probably being the one up in the mountains that that I found. So that told me where that was. A reminder to find what you seek after all for years. Yeah. Okay. So, alright, okay. So if we consider that despair is not madness, we have sacrifice, pain, death, sacrifice. So that's the 6 symbols we need. But the problem is they don't appear in that order because I can't get them to appear in that order. Yeah. I mean, these have stayed correct. So that's sacrifice, pain, and pain. I just only find one death. Is there another sacrifice? I mean, yeah, I think that one is a sacrifice, thinking about it. But there are no other deaths. I only found them on this last one. So either I've got to somehow translate these other symbols or I just don't... Because none of them are on here as far as I can tell. Let's have a look. I do not recognise... Oh, wait, hang on. No, yeah, there's that... No, wait, that was madness, wasn't it? That one. So we've got madness on here. How many symbols are there? So we've got madness. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 symbols. No, 5, sorry. 5. Good. Had to count madness. Okay. 5 symbols. Excuse me. Alright. Let's have a look here. Alright, bath candles, read about head of the open grave, read the sign, head back past the collapsed cabin. The door trigger cutscene, after cutscene, head back the shrine, click on the grave thing on the shrine, you will go into 1. Yep. Right, okay. Back to the bonfire and talk to Kirk. After you translate the journal, head to the bonfire area to the right. Instead of going through the metal gate that is ajar, go through the closed one. Through the next gate, then go up the stairs to the stadium chair. Oh, wait, hang on. Instead of going through the metal gate that is ajar, go through the closed one. Head through the next gate, then go up the stairs to the stadium chair. Flip the metal hinge on the bottom of the seat, yep. Use the diary to solve puzzle. Turn the icons too. Okay, it gives me the answer and I don't understand how we had this. sacrifice, pain, death. Sacrifice, mourning, and madness. How were we meant to come to that? But also, right, yeah, so death is on this one, but I didn't look for it here because I thought, because I was looking for something else. So it's sacrifice, pain, death. I think that was already on sacrifice. Sacrifice, mourning. What was mourning? Oh, right, yeah, mourning's a complicated one we haven't had before. Okay. It's like a square with another square coming off of it. Like, yeah, it's a square on the left with that one. Okay. It's a weird poker machine. It's very odd. And then what was the last one? Mourning was madness. Which is... not that one? Where's madness? Yeah, madness is exactly that. Okay, so let me just double check. We've got sacrifice, yes. Pain, yeah. Death? Yeah, death. And then it was sacrifice, mourning, madness. Okay, so... sacrifice. Did I get the wrong one for mourning? No, that's it there. Mourning. Madness. So the Code is the name of their favourite Norwegian metal band from most of the least. Yes, yeah. Okay. Now the problem here is I've apparently solved it and it still doesn't work. Hang on. Thought to go. I've retranslated down ahead. Out the bonfire area and to the right. And instead of going through the metal gate that is ajar, go through the closed. Okay, hang on. Let me just follow these steps to make sure we're at the right chair. I can't see they would add another one like this. We've been around quite a few places. Let's just double check. Right. Yeah, I think we've... yeah, this is the shortcut, isn't it? So that... right. The other side of that... yeah, hang on, let me just... like... just show, I guess. Yes, okay, so we don't go through the one that's ajar, which is this one. We go through the closed one. Head through the next gate, then up the stairs to the stadium chair. Which, yeah, that's exactly where we were. Because I don't think there's another gate beyond here. Like as in the other direction. No, it's random boxes and shit. That's exactly where we were. Okay. It's weird when a walkthrough says use the diary to solve the puzzle. You're like, but how? How? I don't understand how we've come to this. Is it just the fact that these are the only way the symbols appear? But then how do you know which order you get them in? Because actually it isn't the only way they appear. Because... or is it something to do with the fact that it's the only way they all appear? double check this again. Okay. Sacrifice looks like an upside down T hanging off of an L. As Rizalka said, it looks a bit like a hangman's noose. That's that. That's sacrifice right there, which means that something, 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 sacrifice. So this would be exactly the same. Sacrifice right here. The next one. Pain. Pain looks like a G. It's like an upside down G, capital G, with a couple of bits on top. So that's what this one is here. Essentially, it's just a spiral that loops from the center downwards and round, and then it has a small stick on the left and a tiny little, slightly longer stick on the right. So that's what this one is. So that's pain right there. Then it was death. Yes, okay. So death looks... God, I mean, I don't really need to describe it. Death looks like that, but not in that angle. That's what's getting me. So maybe I've got... Oh, I've got the wrong one because it wasn't the right angle round. Okay. It was the same symbol, just not the right way around. Oh well, that's fine. We got it there eventually. Done. So now what? Now that we have these three, it says when we have the right perspective. Cat, oh my God, Cat, calm down. What are you doing?
If the lenses are laid out properly, the light should be intensified.
Yes. Yes, they should.
Tinted glass.
Is that the right perspective? So let's head back to... Let's head back to the shaman. She must be around somewhere. There's a couple of loading screens in between, but let's just take this route anyway. It's more simplistic. In fact, we just had an autosave, haven't we? Let's see if talking to the next person gives us an autosave. If it does, then we'll go from there. If I don't find an autosave in the next 5 minutes, I probably haven't done anything useful, and so we'll just we'll call it there. I just realised we're at the 2-hour mark. I didn't realise that had happened already. Where would shaman be? Ah. Oh no, that's ours, isn't it? Where we can rest? Oh yeah. Got Oscar with the Yuki. Can we? No, surely we can't rest again because they're going to be like, no, we need to do our thing.
Oh, I wish.
So no, okay. Now, I would expect we'd need to talk to the shaman next, because who else knows what to do with the lenses?
Shamans say not be afraid of bad spirits.
Oh, that's you. Unless we go... Oh, unless we have to go back up to the cabin. Maybe the... Maybe Kirk can shed some light on it, so to speak, if you will. Maybe the... Oh no. There we go. Actually, in the blacksmith help? Where are they?
Miss Catwalk, very, very nice to see her.
Yes, thank you. I hate it when you accidentally click on talk to someone. It's not what I'm aiming for, and you can't interrupt the talking.
Can't do nothing for Miss Catwalk.
Okay, he can't help us at all. So if I'm walking somewhere, I can click it again, and it'll change where I'm going to. But if I click on talk to someone, no matter where I click after that, she'll go and talk to them. It's just, gets in the way. maybe the daughter has a telescope or something. 'Cause how is this going to help? That's an idea. It's just about perspective. Where do we put the lenses that the light then does something for us? You would assume it's probably going to, point the way or something like that. Interesting. Hello? Okay, she's frozen. You run upstairs, look at her go. Well, apparently only as far as one in this case. I thought maybe I'd interrupted her and she was just going to do a cutscene. But no, she is legitimately just stuck now. Well, do you know what? I think that's a good time to stop there. Run upstairs. Panic? No. We only it auto-saved after we picked up the blue lens anyway. So next time, all we've got to do is come outside and come up here again. So it auto-saved just before this. I've done a lot of running around I didn't need to do to get to this stage anyway. Hopefully it doesn't always freeze here. But we'll work that out next time. Because all I can do now is load it anyway, which would be exactly what I'm going to do next time. Just vertigo, maybe? Maybe that's what it is. She's, oh my god, I just run up so many stairs. I can't do another one, possibly. Going back down is even worse. So, interesting. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, because if I hit load, yeah, it just loads back up the stadium. Yeah, it's not even that long ago. It's fine. Thank you for strip. No, it's no problem. We'll tell you what. Let's. Here we are. Let's just cut out. Don't worry. We'll work it out next time. It'll be fine, I'm sure. It was a good time to stop anyway. Let's see if anyone is on. Oh, make sure my volume is down. Let's see who we got when we got here. Okay. Who do we feel like? Right. Okay. How about we do some Kikoska? He's playing Animal Crossing, as he frequently does. And it's always a pleasant stream. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the hydrates, DD. Thank you, everybody, for dropping by. Have a good night, Todis. That's your time zone, I'm sure. So hope you have a good one. Have a good day, Azimuth, DD, and Nevik. And appreciate anybody else who may be here if you like him. Thank you. Oh, of course, Wifey as well. Thank you for the luck. Yeah, so thank you all, everybody. See you soon. Yes, yeah. Now that things are a bit out of the way, like I said, we're going to be doing some packing, but I can stagger that as well as, I can only do that when I have boxes. So there's no immediate stress on that. So I can hopefully start phasing in, getting myself a little bit more sorted for streaming. So there should be no more interruptions from here on. So it'll either be Thursday or Friday for streaming. It depends on just how I feel on each day, but there's no reason why not. Maybe even the occasional weekend one. We'll see. But yeah, so it will be soonish, sooner than before anyway. So yeah, but I don't think we have a huge amount of this game left to go. Certainly not much if you know what where you're going, and there's no more glitches in the way. Hopefully, and we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Have a good time. Oh, I need to put in the raid message, don't I? That will help. Not the raid message. The go-to thingy. Is this the one? Yeah. Raid Kikoskia. That's the one. There is a raid message. I forget. If you feel the need. Same bat time, same bat channel. Exactly. We prefer bears around here, but that the same principle applies. So yeah. See you in a couple of days, everybody. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. There's always the Discord if you feel the need. Follow that link there. That should take you to the correct channel to start up if you feel the need. But yeah, and I think that's it. I won't waffle on too much more. So thank you everybody. Have a good time, whatever time of day it is, and I'll see you again shortly. Thanks everybody. Take care. See you later. Bye everybody. Bye 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 bye.